Media man. I got Righteous Reg.
In the building, it's your boy, Media Man, your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, here with another great podcaster. I'm so excited to be in the presence of greatness, as some would say, the queen of the ring, fantastic creator. How are you today, Alex? Always busy,
Wow.
always streaming, always going for it.
I am doing very well, and you are officially hired to follow me around with that intro
Oh, sweet.
everywhere I go.
Yeah. As long as
Yeah,
I'm on the
that
payroll, I'm
was.
just trying to get these dollars.
Listen, this is not a Tony Khan payroll, but this is a.
Alex, leave me out of this.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Listen, I love your opinions. They're never biased. And I love that the
Never.
internet always agrees with you.
Every single day, every single time I tweet, everybody's like, "Yeah, that's a great take, Reggie. You're great."
Yeah, you are never ever in trouble with Twitter. It's a great land.
I'm about to cross 8,000 followers, like probably today, and I'm not looking forward to it. How many followers do you have?
18.4K.
Oh my God. How do you even talk? You don't.
I
You don't be
don't.
tweeting that much. I see. No, no,
No, I don't I don't
I
tweet. I
caught
don't
it.
tweet as much now cuz it's like anybody has anything to say about anything and they never like what you say, even though like they always take words out of context and they twist your
Right.
words and they make it
And then the
their
people
own and
that
it's
don't even follow you will be like, well, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Like, why are you? This ain't for you.
no, dude. The funniest thing is when I tweet out about something and somebody is like quote tweeting me like, "Oh, I hate this bitch. This bitch is so blah, blah, blah. She's the
Mhm.
worst ever," and yet they follow Church of Joshi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like, well, you like me in one
You like
department,
some
so
part
I
of
don't
this.
know. Yeah, you like some part of me, but
Ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. But I did see that a lot of people had fantastic opinions about Kenny Omega possibly signing to WWE.
Definitely didn't see any of the worst takes I've ever seen in the history of takes. Never. I didn't see
Dude,
that today.
the worst thing was somebody saying that Kenny Omega should go straight into NXT. Like
Listen,
whatever's in the waters, I'm gonna have to need some of that or something.
listen, listen up and you listen good. Who many consider to be the greatest professional wrestler of all time. He's has like one, like if you look on Cage Match of like the best matches ever, he's like 4 of the 5 of them. Kenny
Hmm.
Omega. Many people consider him to have had the greatest professional wrestling match ever. Like maximum excellence, as top, as good as you can get in professional wrestler. He did it. He achieved that. He mastered it. And people are saying he should go and be in the same locker room as Von fucking Wagner. Are you kidding me? Same locker room as Veer and Shanky, Kenny Omega. And you're serious about this to learn from Shawn Michaels? I love Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest of all time. Depending on what day you say, depending on what day you talk to me, I'll probably say he's the best of all time. If I just watch WrestleMania 25, I'm like, HBK, he's that guy.
Hmm.
But that don't mean that Kenny Omega needs to go and like be doing drills in the performance center. What are you talking about here? This is crazy. You send him right to Raw. Stop that. I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to say that second part. He's not going to the fucking WWE. What kind of dumb bullshit is this? He's one, just like I said, he
Hmm.
dragon suplex somebody off the top rope onto their neck. And you think he's about to go be on Raw with the Miz and fucking Miz TV talking about Maurice and shit? Leave me the fuck alone. Leave this alone. He's not signing with WWE. It's great tactics to say. It's great things for people to say and hear and listen to. But nobody wants that. Oh, we want a match with Roman. No, we fucking don't. Who wants a match with? Why would you even want that? Roman Reigns is not the big match guy. He is the big match guy, but delivering in those big matches, those are two different
Hmm.
things we're talking about here. This isn't a Bash Roman Reigns show. This is a Kenny Omega is not going to WWE show. So forget it. And if he does, he definitely is not going to be in a fucking locker room with Braun Breaker. And I like Braun Breaker a lot. He's a good dude.
Hmm.
But let's be realistic here. Are we talking or are we being crazy?
We're being crazy is what we're doing. We're being crazy because that's the thing with some fans. It's not just on Twitter. I think it's the IWC where fans just talk to talk. That's
Yes.
what it is. They just talk
Yes.
to talk. And for this take for people to be like Kenny Omega should go to NXT, you clearly don't know what you're talking about and you
Mm-mm.
clearly don't know who Kenny Omega is.
Right.
If he does go to WWE, NXT is absolutely not the road for him to go. But
Mm-mm.
again, like if he's in WWE, like where is he going to excel in? What, like, who's his competition? I guess it's Roman, but what's going on with Roman and Cody going into WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or Sami Zayn? Even if he shows up at SummerSlam, Kenny Omega, let's just say it doesn't make any sense. And I feel like he's good. He's probably gonna stay in AEW, or if he's not gonna be in AEW, maybe he's just gonna go back to Japan.
Yep. And imagine
Right?
imagine making $36,000 as a brand new NXT developmental wrestler in the same locker room as somebody who's making 7 figures. That just doesn't even. Why are you going to pay a guy to be on your least watched television show like that? Like financially, that just doesn't even make sense. So why would Kenny Omega go to NXT? And don't even get me started on the Young Bucks because I'll legit fight somebody. I don't have time for this.
Go ahead,
You see
fight.
what they just did on see what they just did with Aussie Open? You think they're gonna do that on fucking main event? I will choke somebody. Don't play with me. It's crazy.
Well, they could probably bring back 205 Live.
Alex, I'm about to exit out of this interview and leave. I'm out of here. The
I
disrespect is done for.
listen.
205 Live. Do you guys hear this?
I'm sure somebody on Twitter has a better take than that.
I agree.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
We'll see. But somebody did leave AEW, and that is Vicky Guerrero on the way out. The official scoop guy on the podcast here.
Don't say that. No, that's going to be on the record, Alex. Relax. I'm not official. I'm just a regular guy who hears things and says things out loud.
Okay. Media scoop man.
Okay.
Would you rather that? You're not paywall Jesus, at least.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I wouldn't want that title either.
I'm just me. It's still media, man. Same thing. It's all under the same umbrella. Rihanna.
Yeah. Rihanna. Great Super Bowl performance, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Amazing. She's amazing. She's great. She looked great doing that as a pregnant lady. She's if there was a Mount Rushmore of people, she's on it. She's great.
Yeah, right next
just
to her.
In general,
Goldberg.
They were like people. Goldberg, yeah, exactly.
Goldberg.
Did you say Whoopi
right
Goldberg?
Next to her. No, I said Goldberg.
Oh, okay.
I left
it's
the
Rihanna
Whoopi
Goldberg and Whoopi Goldberg right next to each other.
Yeah, Goldberg loved her performance. Apparently,
I was glad somebody was like, let's hear what Goldberg has to think. Somebody called Goldberg. Like, what?
Why?
I don't know. You know, it's content. Everything works out eventually because we all talked about it.
I didn't.
Bad press is good press these days, Alex. I've learned, and I've learned it every week when a terrible viral rap video goes, and people are like, "This is the dumbest." Last week it was that country. I know you saw it. That dumb country music.
Oh yeah.
One. I don't know why I say country music because it's supposed
what
to
did
be
what did they call her? MAGA the Stallion?
Yeah. Awful, terrible. But that I'm sure right now she probably has 10 million views. And do you know how much 10 million views means to a person? Even if you're dunking on it, 10 million views is a lot. She can get a commercial from Sprint with 10 million views. You know what I mean? Like people don't understand that. Like everybody's dunking and they're saying their little stupid dunks, and most of them are boring and most of them are just remixes of other people's tweets. But that 10 million views on either side is great for someone, that person. So think about what you're tweeting about.
They don't.
No.
That's the thing, is that they don't think about it.
I get it.
Man, it's okay. Yeah. But Vicky Guerrero leaving AEW. Personally, I think this is great news. Vicky Guerrero, she's all right. I think that she was holding back Nyla Rose a little bit for being a mouthpiece on Nyla Rose.
Who doesn't need a mouthpiece?
Absolutely not. She's perfectly fine by herself. Perfectly fine. I'm happy to see her gone. Not happy for, I hope she has a job lined up or anything, but I want to see more Nyla Rose on my TV.
Yeah. This is bittersweet. Vicky's been around for a really long time in AEW. She was a prominent figure for a while. Everybody knows that. Excuse me. Some of it got kind of played out, and it was kind of crazy. And like, I don't know why Vicky Guerrero is there, but I'm sure that, and from what I've heard, she's somebody that you'd like to have around, regardless, because of her status. She's been around for a long time, married to who many consider to be the greatest professional wrestler of all time. So she has a lot of knowledge that I'm sure she imparted many a times. I've heard that she imparted that knowledge to people. So she was great to have around. And it's exactly like you said. I hope she has something lined up. I'm sure she has something lined up. She's Vicky Guerrero. She can get paper on that WrestleCon convention type thing forever. People are going to want to listen to her podcast, all kind of stuff. So yeah. But as far as being in AEW and kind of what the legacy that she left, was attached to Nyla and a bunch of Nyla's best, greatest moments. So she's always going to have that place in history within AEW, which is super dope for her. But I'm super excited to see going forward what Nyla has to offer as just being her own mouthpiece, because we all know how amazing she is. So I hope to see some more of that, the stuff we see online kind of translated onto TV. We started to see it a couple months ago when she would do the surprise bitch thing and all these different things. But let's bring it back,
Yeah, for sure. I think Vicky Guerrero was someone that was fun for Nyla to play along with as kind
Yeah.
of like, an assistant, but as a mouthpiece for her, like we just both agreed, Nyla Rose is perfect on her own. And even some of the best promos that they had together, like the quotable comments are Nyla Rose.
Nyla, most
Always,
definitely.
always,
Yeah.
1000%. But AEW Revolution is this weekend. Let's
so
talk
excited
about
about it.
it. I know you don't watch much of AEW.
I've never seen it. Actually, this is going to be my first
Never
show.
seen it at all. You're very critical against it.
I'm always like, that's the worst. These people suck. All these wrestlers are terrible. Young Bucks are the worst tag team I've ever seen in my entire life.
Listen, man, I watch Grapsody every single weekend with y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Your show
Thank you
is
very much.
seriously, dude. I'm there folding laundry and I got you guys up on my big TV
I see you in the
screen.
chats all the
Like,
time. Definitely.
yeah,
We
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
appreciate that.
Of course, you guys bring something completely different to the table talking about wrestling and even talking about things beyond wrestling, which is nice that you guys are just normal people that just love wrestling, right? And every time I watch your show, I don't understand why people hate on you guys for
They
liking
don't watch the show
something.
also, I think. Yeah.
I don't
If
think
they
they
knew the
do either.
context behind things, they'd be like, oh, that's different. Oh, this guy's really been supporting WWE for 30 years and giving him so much money and blah, blah, blah. But they're still like, he hates WWE. He's against them. If you only knew, bro. I'm looking at a dumb Raw and SmackDown chair right now from the Chase Center, going to be back there, which is actually great because the Chase Center is where the AEW show is happening this Sunday. AEW Revolution, big main event. Honestly, I'm just there for the main event because to see the greatest professional wrestler of our generation for 1 hour, Bryan Danielson, in a match, 1 hour Iron Man match against Maxwell Jacob Friedman, the AEW World Champion. It's a dream come true as a super long time Bryan Danielson fan. I've been a Bryan Danielson fan for 20 years at this point, so I'm excited.
I'm excited to watch Bryan Danielson wrestle the main event, and that is all. I think I'm excited to see this
Alex,
main
what do you
event.
mean? And that
No,
is
I'm
all.
excited. Listen, I'm excited to see
Alex,
this
what
main
do you
event.
mean? And
I
that is
dig.
all.
Listen, listen. Listen,
Alex.
MJF is a little stale for me. Just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Just a little bit. Just a drop. Just a drop. Just a little bit.
But why?
Just a tiny bit. So I agree with a lot of other people where it just feels like there is really no depth to his character other than I have more sex than you, I have more money than you, and that's about it. And I want to see, like, I like his character when he doesn't have a championship. And
Gotcha.
to me, I feel like this Bryan Danielson story has been building, but I would much rather prefer to see him versus Ricky Starks for his first pay-per-view defense rather than Bryan Danielson. But I also understand the story that they're telling of, he's an arrogant prick that's going to go after the big guy, the big dog, right? I
The
guess
biggest dog.
biggest dog,
Mm-hmm.
biggest wrestling dog
Mm-hmm.
with Bryan Danielson. I'm
Mm-hmm.
more interested to see if MJF can actually go out 60 minutes. I feel like there's going to be some
What?
shenanigans.
Well, yeah. See, I don't know because I feel like Max has something to prove. I feel like he thinks exactly like you're thinking right now that there's going to be shenanigans. So he's like, I'm there with Bryan Danielson. You don't really need any shenanigans. If I just show them that I don't need shenanigans and I can beat him in his own match and his own thing, then people will
Yeah.
start to get me. But then I'm also kind of under the impression Will Washington's kind of got into my brain that Bryan Danielson's going to go over this weekend and become the new AEW World Champion, and that Max will be, like you were saying, kind of back on the chase of being the AEW World Championship. And now I'm kind of like, maybe I might be able to see it because we've seen the run that Bryan Danielson has had. You're not a Bryan Danielson fan? Is that what we're saying? We got to start there. So that's what we're doing.
I like Bryan Danielson. I watch Total Divas. He's my favorite Total Divas star. I love him on Total Divas. He's the American dragon, and he is the dragon for all of us in the United States of these Americas. Listen,
I gotta go.
also big fan of Captain Planet, Bryan Danielson.
Oh my. I'm leaving. I'm out.
You're welcome.
Nice knowing
You're
you guys. Great show. Thanks for having me. It's Righteous Reg. Catch me on Saturdays. Grapsody.
See you later. Thanks for joining the pod.
Where do
No,
I
but seriously. No. Seriously.
No,
I
I
do.
get it.
I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
Yeah.
I do love Bryan Danielson. And I can see where Will is coming from saying that. But for me, as a viewer, I would much rather enjoy Bryan in AEW if he just fights. I just want to see him fight because I feel like that's his energy in AEW, right? Where WWE, he's done the WrestleManias, he's done the double champs, all that stuff. And he could, it wouldn't hurt for him to have this accolade under his belt. But I just want to see him fight people. I don't want to see him go after championships. Like for me, as a perspective of, I guess, a WWE. I'm a wrestling fan at the end of the day, and I think that whole tribalism is BS.
Whack. Yeah.
But for me, when I watch a company that promise an alternative, I would much rather see, again, someone like MJF and Ricky Starks going back and forth. And I think it's more believable for MJF to go over in that match. And I would much rather see Ricky and MJF fighting for the gold. Meanwhile, this already very established wrestler that we all is so beloved because of the E Entertainment Network. I would love to see him just fight younger dudes, like people that like dream matches, right? Like,
like what he's been doing on during the build up to the Max match, the match with Bandito, the match with Takeshita, stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly. The road to that is more exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing the actual stop at Revolution.
A super, very fair assessment. I really do appreciate that angle because I'm just, like I said, I've been a Bryan Danielson fan for 20 years, so I'm just like, give him the championship. Everybody knows when he came in, I was like, have him beat Hangman off rip. I don't care. What are you guys talking about? So, but to see it from that angle is great. And also from interviews and from how he's talked about it, that's exactly what he's came to do. So you saying that's his energy, like really matches it. Cause he's like, no, I want to come and help the young guys out, help the future out, help everybody else I can out, and just have these killer banger matches. I don't need to be the champion at this point because he's been the champion everywhere that he's been. And I guess some people could look at it as, I hate even saying this shit out loud. Some people look at it as like Bryan Danielson is a WWE wrestler because that's all that they know, and so they probably they're like, well, this is just a it just hurts me to say it. This is just a WWE wrestler in the main event of this AEW show. And I can understand that. But you guys, stop it. This is Bryan Danielson, the greatest professional wrestler of our generation. He's not a fucking WWE wrestler. And I wanted to, we talked about Total Divas too. I want to hear your thoughts on the AEW's version of Total Divas that they have coming up too.
Total Elite Divas. I'm super excited for it. Total All Access AEW Divas. I am just over the moon. I can't wait to see the Bella Twins have some wine with Adam Cole.
You know it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's definitely coming.
Exactly. I mean, like, so I watch Total Divas on my Twitch stream, and let's really break it down. A lot of AEW people are in Total Divas. You got Miro, you got Paige, you got Brian, you even have
Renee.
Buddy. Buddy was in there. Yeah. Renee, Mox, like, I think that they have the reality department, like in the reality department, I think they're in good hands with former reality stars.
So it sounds like you're more excited about that show than anything else, honestly, at this point. But it's a great idea, right? It's gonna bring in just like Total Divas. Did they talk shit about Total Divas, and the Bellas are very upset that they don't get the love? But honestly, they really should. WWE should be giving it up to them all the time because Total Divas brought in a whole legion of fans that would otherwise never have checked this shit out if they didn't see this show randomly on E. They're not pulling up your show just because, like, no, they're connected to these characters, and that's going to get them connected to your show. So that's why I'm excited about this, because it's going to bring in that's why we talked about it this week, in that it'd probably be better if they're on a different network, because people aren't really like going to TNT for like reality. But it still might, and then being immediately after Dynamite, it's still kind of connected. Might have worked like on a different time slot on a different network, just for you can get not your base to kind of interact with it too,
Yeah. And I think that wrestling fans that shit on Total Divas need to take a seat when this show is coming, because let's be honest, the main wrestling demographic is that Total Divas was never catered to them. Like,
never.
They were never going. When do they ever tune in to E Entertainment Network?
0% of time.
Police, the Kardashians.
They're
like,
not watching
never,
anything
ever.
on there.
And that's the sad reality, and that's the sad pill that they can't swallow, is that something that is based off of wrestling was not catered to them, and that's why they hate it so much.
I can't understand it. Everything that's produced is supposed to be for me. There's a wrestling ring there that's for me.
Exactly. Like, some of the stuff that was happening in Total Divas, people would eat that up. Everything that was happening with Bryan Danielson with his neck injury, like, they were really going into depth with that, and they were going into how hard it was to see, Brie wrestling, and to see her being on the road. Meanwhile, like, he's at home taking care of Birdie, which, he said, he's like, I don't have a problem with it, but I do miss it. And
like, I wasn't trying to be a stay-at-home dad. I'm Bryan Danielson. Yeah,
exactly. That's his blood. And, like, also to go back with what you were saying before of Bryan Danielson, I'm sorry to bring this up again, is a WWE. I see. Okay, for me personally, to give some perspective, I guess, or a new perspective, I have only watched Bryan Danielson. When Bryan Danielson first came to WWE, he was brand new to me. I did not know anything about him with Ring of Honor and any of his other indie stuff. And then once I was falling in love with Bryan Danielson, then that's when I was like, oh, okay, he's had a life before WWE. Yeah. And therefore, he is a great wrestler, and that is it. Like, I wouldn't say, like, he's a great AEW wrestler. Like, yeah, sure, because he's on the roster.
Just a great wrestler.
No matter where he goes. If he goes to AAA, he's a great AAA wrestler. If he goes to Noah, he's a great Noah wrestler, because that's just what he is. He's a great wrestler. But he's an even better reality star. So I cannot wait to see him in All Access.
You really brought it back around. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that happened.
You're welcome, pal. Wow. You're welcome.
Wow,
anyway,
wow. Yeah, let's get back into this card.
Let's get back to this card.
That's so funny.
That was like my main speaking point for you.
Yeah.
coming into the
All of that just
I
to
just
get to
wanted to
that. I love
troll
it.
you.
I love it.
Anyway, so the next match,
Mm-hmm.
the tag match, which is the Ass Boys. They are not the
Ah,
Guns. They are the Ass Boys to me. The Acclaimed
yeesh.
versus Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and
Mm.
2BD winners. I will ask, who do you want to see go into this match from the Casino Battle Royal
Oh,
happening
definitely
at
FTR.
Dynamite?
This is FTR's match to come in, and this is FTR's
Mm-hmm.
match to win. This is set up for them. There's a lot of groans without FTR. Like the Guns are here. I like Jeff Jarrett a lot. I like what he's doing over here, but should he be in this big pay-per-view match for the tag team championships when you got the Lucha Bros here, when you got, you know what I mean? Like when you got the
Yeah.
best friends here, when you got got Ozzy Open here, like I don't know if it should have been. I see they're trying to progress a story, but I don't know if this is the story that should be progressed on your giant pay-per-view show that you only have 4 of a year, and people are asking about builds, and you have the fucking Lucha Bros in the back. I don't know what's going on here. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate that we led here, but I'm thinking the payoff of FTR coming back, Big Pop, and finally winning back the AEW World Tag Team Championships will work out. But
I can see that happening. I can see that happening. I would like to see that happen.
mm-hmm.
Though my wishes do not match up what the actual match is, I would love to see Top Flight win the Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want them to be a part of this match because I think that they are just one of the teams that is just like they're not going to win. So
Yeah,
I would like to
exactly.
see FTR, but I need to see Top Flight win those championships soon.
Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna we're gonna go with this Top Flight being ROH Tag Team Championships. I hope that this is what this is leading to, and then eventually they'll bid off that onto becoming the AEW World Tag Team Champions. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Like if they're in this match, people are gonna be like, well, they're definitely not gonna win, and I don't know if that's the position that they should be in at this point. If not FTR though, I hope they don't do something really dumb and just trying to put, like, who else is involved in this story that they could make it not that great of. So I'm not super duper looking forward to this match, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, this may or may not be my bathroom break. Sorry to say.
No chicken nuggets, chicken fingers.
Wow, sensitive topic.
We can cut this part out if you want.
No, not at all. Let's talk about it. Reg, they got mad at me over chicken tenders. Chicken tenders.
I was like, damn,
They
you know,
said,
every day there's
man,
like a main character. I'm like, damn, they're getting my homegirl Alex all the way up out of here today.
So I spoke about this on a TikTok because it was a TikTok saying how toxic the wrestling community is. And I was like, hold my chicken tenders. I have a story for you. And all of that went down because I was on a flight heading to LA. All of that went down when I was in the air, 5 hours, no phone. And it wasn't until I landed,
shit.
my phone completely blew up.
Wow.
And I was like, what's going on? Chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders.
Controversy.
Like, what the? That's what we were talking about before. These people, something's in the water. Take their goddamn Twitter accounts
in
away.
the water.
Water.
I'm definitely gonna go get some chicken nuggies during this tag match, though. Fuck y'all.
You know what? Do that. Tag me and have one in my honor.
Oh no,
Dip
Jericho's
it in the
on
barbecue
here.
sauce.
It's definitely gonna be on. We could talk about that match next because that's the bathroom break.
Man,
blah blah blah, blah blah blah. As soon as that hits, I'm out. I'm gone. All you see is ass and elbows. I'm getting up out of there.
This is yet another match that is why is Chris Jericho still in AEW for me? I don't see his purpose anymore in that company, and I don't think that he's really putting a lot of people over. I think he's stopping a lot of their momentum, which is what's happening with Ricky Starks. I think he, from what we saw last year, December, with how hot it was between him and MJF, Ricky Starks and MJF, I think it slightly stopped his momentum. I don't think it's 100%, but I think with how excited people were for him possibly him versus MJF, it kind of slowed it down a little bit for me. Um, I am looking forward to seeing how Ricky Starks is going to dress during this match, and I'm looking forward to seeing Ricky Starks. I am looking forward to muting my TV when Fozzy plays.
Only Fozzy we like is Waka Waka Fozzy out here. Listen,
Or
Chris.
Fozzie the Bear from the Muppets,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah. Listen, Chris Jericho. They did this feud backwards. Like if you're I'm stuck on this main point of Ricky Starks already beat you. Why is he still clamoring to beat you again? That doesn't make any sense. And people are like, well, he got beat up after. So I still beat him. I don't care. I won the match and I got the money. I don't care that he beat me up afterwards. Who cares? I'm out of here. But Chris Jericho doesn't do that. He latches on. I'm not as I like Chris Jericho being here. I just think he wears out his welcome all the time in every feud he's ever been in. If he could just like break it down to 2 months and we're out of here, I get it. It'll be a lot better suited. He can get a lot more work done, but he has to make every feud 6 months. And it's like by the end of it, when they get to blood and guts, you're like, I don't care anymore, dude. You've been doing this for 6 months. He just wears out his welcome every single time. But I think he did a lot of great work last year, reluctantly as the Ring of Honor World Champion. So I'm not getting him out of here.
I mean, that's cute, but like go do some comedy movie or something like that. Like
I feel you.
I'm
Okay.
over it. I'm
Yeah.
so over it. That one
Jericho
suit.
Creation Society, I'm not really. I think Daniel Garcia, I'm not into it.
I want Daniel Garcia to fly free on
Mm-hmm.
his own. I
Yeah.
love Daniel Garcia. Anna Jay, I think she should have been the leader of the Dark Order. Everyone else, happy to have you here.
She's
Anywho,
cool. Shout out to Anna J. Get well soon, because that bump
yeah,
was
for real,
crazy.
man. Yeah, I really do hope that she gets better soon.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT
Mm.
Championship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Big meaty men slapping big meaty meats.
This is going to be one of the ones. Samoa Joe has been on a great run since joining AEW. All of his matches have been short and sweet, and I like that he's keeping it like that. People are like, "Well, Samoa Joe can't go a long time." Well, I don't. We don't need them to see it. Need to see him go a long time. I hate. Why do people always gotta put shit on shit? Like, I want to see Samoa Joe go out there, knock a fool out. The fool hit him back. He move out of the way when somebody hits a dive. It's Samoa Joe, chop somebody. I want to see that. I don't want to see like we don't need to see these long epic matches anymore. We got him. He has the greatest independent wrestling match of all time against Kenta Kobashi. Go watch that. This shit right here is destruction in a quick order. 10 minutes. And he's the TV champion. Also, what people don't know, anytime there's a TV championship, there's usually a 15-minute time limit. So most of his matches are going to be banging because it's TV time. You want to hit it before the commercial. Same thing applies to when it goes to pay-per-view, and that's what you're going to see here. I like the little element that they added in about Wardlow and his dad cutting off his ponytail. I think they could have told that a little bit a while ago. That probably him getting his ponytail cut would have probably hit a little bit harder if we knew why he was cutting his ponytail. We all just thought Samoa Joe was being a hater, which he kind of was, but we thought he was being a super duper hater, just like cutting the dude's pony off. Like, I'm going to slice that man bun off just because. But knowing it has some history behind it would have made it hit harder. But yeah, this is going to be a fun match. Wardlow has been out for a little bit, so it'll be good to see him. His momentum's been kind of going into what was that the show that Max the Double or Nothing last year, like Wardlow was one of the hottest wrestlers in the whole company, and kind of since then it hasn't been hidden like that. I think a part of his TNT title run too. Also, they didn't book him right when he became the champion, so that's why I want to see Samoa Joe go over here and continue this thing that he has going.
I think Wardlow lost a little bit of his magic when he lost his hair. I think the ladies probably hated it. I don't really care. He's got a cute face either way, so he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm like, this is a giant, handsome man. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like the hair don't mean nothing.
No, the hair means nothing. But I'm excited for this match because I want to see more Joe on my television screen. Yes. And I feel like the past couple matches that we've watched Samoa Joe in, to me, I feel like he's finally got his mojo back a little bit from what I used to see in TNA.
Yeah, I was going to say this is even from before he was his WWE run, because he didn't, that whole time, he never got his mojo.
No, even in NXT, like he
Mm-hmm.
black and gold NXT at that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he had a lot of the mojo that he did have in AEW, or sorry, in Ring of Honor and TNA.
Right.
And I'm seeing that more, and I want to see a lot more of that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really looking forward to this Samoa Joe match. No offense to Wardlow, sure he's gonna play a really good role in that match, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Samoa Joe. And
Yeah.
he's so handsome. Talk
He's
about
great.
two handsome dudes
Handsome guys
in
just
this
going at it.
match.
Yeah.
Wow. Hope they kiss. Anywho, moving on.
Okay, yep. That's how the match ends. They just kiss each other.
Yeah.
Ring the bell,
Listen,
ref. That was it.
I'm going to listen. Tweet out. Do you guys tweet out a poll? Do you want to see Samoa Joe and Wardlow kiss at the end of their TNT
I'm not
Championship
tweeting
match
that
this
out.
Saturday? I will, and everyone will say yes. There will be fan fictions. There will be art
Yeah, I
galore.
know. Yeah, you're right. No, I agree. As soon as you tweet it out, everybody's gonna be like, "Yeah, we do." Please. I'm not mad at it.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be
Hmm.
mad at it. But
Yeah.
speaking of 6 people that should maybe kiss, the Elite versus the House of Black Trios Championship.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Maybe
I
they
love it.
shouldn't kiss.
No, maybe they should. It'll be nice.
No, maybe they should. I don't know.
Hmm.
House of Black, black lipstick, Elite, red lipstick.
Huh.
That's
You're
what
onto
they wear.
something, I think. I think you're onto
I don't
something.
know. Maybe
Mhm.
not. Anywho, this
I can see
match.
Kenny with some big red lips. Yeah, I think it might work out.
I mean, he
Mhm.
did wear big red lips when he dressed up as Jasmine in New Japan for that
Boom.
Halloween show.
Bam. There you go.
Boom. There you go.
Hmm.
All right. I think that this match is gonna be fun. It's a Young Bucks match. It's a Kenya match. It'll be fun to see these 6 go toe to toe. What I'm really looking forward to in this match is to see the real fight outside of
Don't.
the ring
Please don't do
between
this to
Don
me.
Callis and Julia Hart.
Why? She said the thing I'm most looking forward to is Don Callis and Julia Hart on the outside.
Do you not think that Julia Hart is gonna put a hex on Don Callis and then he's gonna like be possessed?
You know how I feel about wrestlers that do magic, Alex.
How do you feel about it?
I don't want to talk about it. Listen, the Elites and Death Triangle, no. House of Black, sorry.
House of
The
Black.
Elite and House of Black is going to be great. People have been clamoring for years to see Kenny Omega and Buddy Matthews go one-on-one. This isn't one-on-one, but to go into the ring together. They used to call Buddy the Kenny Omega clone. I'm sure he wants to say that's not anymore. And he's not. If you've seen him, he's giant. He's 2 people now. He's
Wait, they
in the
call him the
gym
Kenny
14
Omega
hours.
clone?
Yeah, totally. When he was doing his thing in 205 Live, yeah. People were like, "Oh, he's just doing a Kenny Omega thing."
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's not on my timeline, thank God.
Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, so but no, the Young Bucks, I've said it probably 5 times on this podcast already. The greatest tag team of all time in the history. Say who your favorite tag team is, and you're going to be lying because let's see the stats. Who's your favorite tag team? The Road Warriors. Don't care. Have they had a professional wrestling company founded off their backs? No. The Dudley Boys founded off their back? No. The Hardy Boys? No. Edge and Christian? No. The Hart Foundation? You can name any tag team in the world, and none of them have had a professional wrestling company founded off the backs of their work. The greatest of all time, Nick and Mac Jackson. Tag team wrestling today exists because of the foundation that those boys built. And if you don't know, now you know. Listen, this match is going to be amazing. 6 of the best wrestlers in the world. I love Brody King, California representer. He's going to go out there and destroy somebody. He's going to hit a big giant pile driver. He's going to powerbomb people. He's going to knock their heads off. It's going to be amazing. Malachi Black, of course, we know, one of the best wrestlers in the world. He's been, I don't know what's been going on with this run here. There's a lot of questions. They're going to be answered when they win the trios championships from the Elite, which needs to happen here because the Elite did the job that they needed to do in establishing these trios championships. It's time to get the Young Bucks back to the tag division, and it's time to get the fucking best wrestler. We started the show saying the best wrestler, who many consider the best wrestler in the world, onto the singles division, he needs to be a fixture in the world title division because you have Kenny Omega and you need to make him a major player. I love the thing that they did with the trios titles. They've had some of the best matches of the last year with everybody that they have. The matches with Top Flight and AR Fox are insane, amazing. I love everything that happened about him. But it's Kenny Omega, man. I want to see him in the main event challenging somebody, probably Max, Jacob Friedman. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the House of Black should win the Trios Championship. It gives them something to do and it gives them a little bit more momentum. Not so much momentum, but just a little bit more competition, right?
Something. Yeah.
Give them something.
Mm-hmm.
And Young Bucks would love to see them without Kenny Omega. I love them together as a team, but like you said, I agree. I think Kenny Omega should just stay in the main event scene, in that title scene. I mean, like, you know, that was the thing just 4 or 5 years ago. Kenny Omega was such a spectacle whenever he came to United States soil, right? And so
legit,
I feel
that's the perfect
like,
way to describe him. It's a spectacle when he was there.
exactly. And so when you go to see AEW, like, he is also a spectacle as well as the Young Bucks. But I feel like together, there needs to be some separation, and you need to spread them out, like around the card. Whereas Kenny Omega,
you can have two spectacles instead of just one together.
Exactly. Yeah. Where Kenny Omega's on the top of the card and Young Bucks, I wouldn't say they're mid-carders. I'm not saying that, but they're just in the middle of the card or whatever. I'm not saying that, but it's just like, you know, when is like the tag team championship ever going to main event a pay-per-view? That would be
the Young Bucks are tag champs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, build that up and then go for it. Don't do the Twitter moves and put word into my mouth and say that I thought that Young Bucks were mid-carders.
You said it. I didn't say it.
Reg, they got at me for chicken tenders.
You're right. Retract.
They're going to cut my head off.
Like if the line is chicken tenders, it could be anything.
That's what I'm saying.
What kind of sauce did you have?
They didn't have sauce. I had the worst chicken tenders in my life.
Not the dry ass chicken tendies. Damn it.
They had no sauce. And by the time I got
the bullet from some chicken tenders and they were dry too. Crazy.
They were dry, and by the time I got them, that's when we heard Kate and I from Fightful. That's when we heard one of somebody's music play, and we were like, oh damn, we got to get to our seats. We got to our seats, and Britt Baker was coming out. I will still defend myself to the end of days with that. God. I hope they listen to this and they watch this and they clip it like, oh, she's still talking about chicken tenders. Yeah, suck it, whatever. Anywho.
Let's move on.
Speaking about interrupting a women's match, the next women's match.
Oh my God.
Jamie Hayter. I mean, Saraya came out during that chicken tender match, so Saraya's a part of this match. Jamie Hayter and Ruby Soho
brought it right back around.
I'm a professional out in these streets, media man.
Yes, let's go. That's how you do it. Now, this triple threat match, big deal. Jamie Hayter, one of the hottest acts throughout the whole company, men or women or anything. She's just super hot. Every time her music hits, the crowd is hot for her. And I think kind of being involved in the middle of this Britt and Saraya and whatever the outsiders versus newcomers, whatever thing that has kind of stifled what Jamie Hayter was doing, because she was on a run there for a while, just every week putting out title matches on Dynamite, on Rampage, being consistently one of the best workers, especially coming off the back of what Toni Storm had did. And so I was like, damn, these two reigns are great. And just kind of her being a second to Britt, or just being out there around whatever shenanigans they have going on, hasn't really helped her out as much as it should have. So I hope, seeing this match, which will be amazing, and going forward, that they do more with Jamie. But also, Ruby has been on a trajectory going up to the top since she's returned. She's had some great matches, some great showings. She's been bloody. We've been doing all kinds of crazy stuff with Ruby. She's been being exactly who we thought she would be Also, kind of along the same lines of how we talked about Samoa Joe, I don't feel like she ever really got her full mojo when she was in WWE. And I feel like now she's getting into that. She got the entrance, she got the gear, she like everything about her is who we know that she is. And so for her to be able to kick into this gear, she might be able to get a little victory out here, be the new AEW World Champion. I don't know. But then Saraya, if you talk about the history of everything that's happened, we thought her career was over. She was out. Wrestling was done. Other company told her she couldn't work. She couldn't do anything. She comes over here, tells us she's back. She's going off. Back in the ring wrestling. What a story to tell on Fighting With My Family 2. She wins the AEW World Championship here. And we got a part 2 of a movie. That's not a bad idea too. I don't know. It could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, call Florence Pugh because we're gonna need her again to tell that
saying.
story.
I'm saying.
Maybe she'll actually get an Oscar for it. Who knows?
Saying, come on.
That'd be wild. Actually,
that would be.
Book it, Tony. You got the money, Tony Khan. So for me, this match, loving Jamie Hayter, right? She's so organic when it comes to the entire crowd behind her. She's so over for legitimate reasons. She built her way up. And I feel the same with Ruby as well, right? When Ruby came into AEW, I feel like everyone was like, yes, finally, like you were saying, Ruby's finally going to get her mojo back. She's really going to be taken seriously. We're going to see more of her. And she went away, she had an injury, but she came back and she went to the Wrestling Home Depot, right? She's got the entrance song, she's got the entrance, she's got the look,
the
she's
Wrestling
got the
Home Depot.
The Wrestling Home Depot, man. The Wrestling Costco of like, I need this, I need that.
Let me get one of these, let me get
galore.
one of these.
Exactly. She came up with the coupons and everything, So
yes.
But I love this idea of Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho. And Saraya is there.
She's there too.
I don't want her in there, to be honest. Because here's the thing. I don't think that she's done with her, like her and Britt Baker. I don't think that she's done.
They're building a story over there. She's not even. Where's Britt? She's not even a part of this. Yeah,
Britt's not even a part of it. So I would much rather have seen like Saraya and Toni Storm versus Britt Baker and someone of her choosing. I think it would be awesome to see her team up with Rio because she's had so much history with Rio, and it's like, listen, I know we've had some beef.
Or they were telling the story with Sheeta. Where's Sheeta at? Like
Sheeta,
Sheeta's gone.
even Sheeta.
Yeah.
Sheeta's gone, And after, how do you like take away Sheeta after the match that she had with Jamie Hayter during the Holiday Bash, And I'm not saying that Hikaru Shida should be a part of this Jamie Hayter match, but give her something because obviously she's incredible in the ring, So I feel like that should have been a different match, and this match should have been Jamie Hayter and Ruby, because I think they could really go toe to toe, like separately, individually in this match.
And they're not going to be able to go full gear with Saraya. No shade against Saraya, but you know what time it is.
Yeah, it's not, and like, it's too soon for her to have a championship match in my eyes, So, but I do think that Jamie Hayter's going to retain because she's been having an incredible run.
It's hard. I don't think it's over yet for her. She's still got some more hills to climb, some more things to do as champion. So
yeah, for sure. It's gonna be good. So out of this card, oh wait, Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page.
Whoa! Don't forget about that boy.
I was actually gonna say, I think going into this, I'm looking forward mostly to this match because I think this might be the match of the weekend.
Yes. The things that these two guys have done. I have a little thing about rematches, some would say. The things that these two men have done together has been magic in the ring, and I expect no less from this. The story that they've been telling with Hangman continuously being interviewed by Renee and him being like, why do you keep interviewing me? I'm trying to talk shit about your husband. Like, I can't really get my shit off if you're right here. And Mox being like, I don't care. I just want to beat your ass. Like, the people were like, what's the story? The story is like, Mox just really wants to fight this fool. Hangman's pissed because he got knocked the fuck out by Mox. And they just really hate each other and they want to get one over on each other, a real one over on each other. And they haven't gotten it yet. So this match is going to signify the end of what they've doing, but they both established it. Mox is like the MVP of AEW. Everybody knows that. Everything that he's done since coming to this company has been straight up, I'm a soldier for AEW. I'm going to make sure the things that I do further this company. And Hangman, of course, still eventually will be AEW world champion again. He's that guy. He's Hangman. Everybody loves him. He still gets one of the biggest pops when his music hits. And this is going to be a banger. As far as winners, I think Hangman probably will benefit more from the victory with Mox, because Mox doesn't losing. Nothing affects Mox. He's Mox forever. See him come out for an entrance, it's Mox. So I think winner here is Hangman Page.
I absolutely agree with you. I think the winner here is Adam Page. And, you know, I have to say, Jon Moxley, win or lose, this does not affect him at all. You know, like he doesn't need the win, but also losing, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be totally fine. Although this match is going to be very interesting because we've never seen Jon Moxley bleed.
No, this can be it's unprecedented. Like if it happens, people will be like, "Whoa, this is crazy! I've never seen that."
Special
First
effects in this match is wild.
They got blood capsules here. That's crazy. I can't believe Jon Moxley's doing that.
Damn, it's ketchup. It's ketchup.
Could have used some for your chicken tenders. Boom! I keep bringing it back around, baby.
Joke's on you. I don't like ketchup. Anyway.
Wow. You're not going to slander reality star Bryan Danielson, the Young Bucks, and ketchup on this episode, Alex. I will not stand for it. Absolutely not. I'm going to keep sitting.
Okay. Well, you know, you could keep on sitting.
Yeah.
You could stand up if you want for this next segment, which is shoot or boot, baby.
Yep.
Let's do it. So we're going to go through AEW matches. I know you haven't seen any of these matches, but we're going to go through them. I found a list. It's interesting to see some of these matches that were considered bad and some of them good from all of the amazing media sites that cover wrestling. One of them might be Fightful. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to go through this. If you like the match, if you thought it was great, the build to it and the ending of it, blah, 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 you shoot it. I like it. You shoot it. If you don't like it, you boot it.
Shoot or boot.
Sound simple?
Pretty simple.
Shoot or boot. Shoot or boot. All right, let's get to it. Shoot or boot. So this is Inner Circle versus the Elite Double or Nothing 2020, the Stadium Stampede. Some people consider this one of AEW's greatest matches of all time.
I hate to say it. I boot this match. Boot. Not considered the greatest match of all time for me. I don't really like these. I like my wrestling in the ring. I like the schmaz and the shenanigans and the we're out here. Like I'll take it sometimes and it's interesting and this match is fun, but like if it's between having this match right here or having Santana and Ortiz versus the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus, you know what I mean? Like I'll take that over having this giant match with these 10 guys wrestling each other. Boot, not for me.
Yeah, this is a boot as well. I don't mind too much cinematic matches, especially during the year of 2020. Like I understood, you know, times were rough.
Yeah.
We needed it. This is a boot for me, though. I wasn't like, it was fun. I wasn't sports entertained. I was entertained.
Yeah.
You know, and I wasn't entertained solely in the wrestling department. It was just like, oh, shenanigans. It was fun to see.
Same thing. It's like that match that I was at, the Anarchy in the Arena. It's like there's a lot going on. It's funny. There's great moments, but like I want in the ring. I don't want all this.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a boot. It's a boot. Sorry. Next up, we've got an infamous match: Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega, exploding barbed wire death match. Revolution 2021. What are you thinking?
The finish.
Mm.
That affects so much about it's the reason I haven't ran it back. Like, that's how bad that a finish is. Like, I don't want to see that again. I don't even like, even the match preceding it. It's like that finish was that bad that it was like, I'm good. So I'm gonna have to boot it. Honestly, I'm like, that's how bad the finish was with that crappy explosion with whatever they did. They built a great match. They had a lot of interesting spots, but that finish can't. I can't. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody because they'd be like, "What the fuck was that ending, dude?"
Absolutely not. If I'm going to suggest any exploding barbed wire match, it's either like an Onita match
Yep.
or even the like an exploding barbed wire bat match from Stardom
Yeah,
with Tom
exactly.
Nakano and
Right.
Kairi. Not Kairi, sorry, Io Shirai was in that
Mhm.
match as well. But yeah, the ending, like, I was really looking forward to this match. I thought this match was so cool. Entrances coming out. Kenny was on fire at one point.
Yep.
That deathmatch Kenny match shirt is so freaking cool.
Awesome.
And then the ending.
Yeah. Takes away
And it
from all of
was,
it.
yeah, it was like the most anticlimactic ending ever. You know, that ending reminded me of like when you're hooking up with someone and then you finally, like, you're vibing and then you get back to their place and then it's a minute, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. Honest to God, that's what it reminded me of. The buildup was good. The makeout sesh is really good. You know, you
Mhm.
guys smell real good. You go back to
Mhm.
the apartment. The apartment's great.
Mhm.
And then it lasts 1 minute, and then that was
Oh
it.
yeah. I definitely would not know anything about that. So, yeah. What had the opposite of everything that you said would be what I do. So, can't relate. Sorry. Cannot relate to that.
Oh,
Never had a night like
man.
that, especially not me.
Wow, I've had several.
That's unfortunate.
This is a boot.
Boot. Yeah, we're
It
booting it.
is a boot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa, Dynamite 2021. This is the unsanctioned match, the lights out match. This is not the cage match. Personally, I think that this match is their best match.
Yeah. Yes. This one is better than the cage match. This is definitely a shoot with half of the shit in the match was an actual shoot too, because these people don't like each other. But yeah, it's everything about this match. This is professional wrestling at its finest. A hot feud, two people who may or may not like each other, like really out there wrestling in a brawl. There's tables, there's thumbtacks, there's blood, there's all kinds of wild shit. All the stuff you would want for like a blood feud. They call it a blood feud, and that's exactly what was on display here. This one, Thunder Rosa, was hot like fire. Britt was on fire. They both were in great positions. What's going on with Thunder Rosa? That's another topic for another podcast if we had to get into that. But yeah, this is definitely a shoot. Everything about this was great.
Yeah, agree. This was a shoot. I absolutely agree. I think both women were at the top of their game at this point on the roster to have this feud together, and the execution of this match was tremendous. And I think this was a good stepping stone for the rest of their feud moving forward,
Yep.
whether they liked each other or not, or whether they liked their, you know, performances with each other or not. The crowd loved it, and I think the crowd instantly fell in love with Thunder Rosa, although we already did love her. And I
Yep.
think this was a turning point for Britt Baker as well on the roster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great match.
Yep,
Great
great
stuff.
match. It's
I
a
hope
shoot.
Thunder comes back. You know, we're ready.
Yeah, man, we're ready. I know that she is going into Spanish commentary for AEW, right? So that'll be great to see, but miss her in the ring, man.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll see it soon. But next, we're moving on to Brandy Rhodes versus Allie, Fight for the Fallen 2019, a pioneer in the women's division for AEW. Brandy Rhodes. Reg, please, it's open mic night. Let us know how you feel about it.
Alex, why are you doing this to us, Alex? Why would you do this?
Listen, Fun fact, in my research, when I was searching worst AEW matches, several Brandy Rhodes matches came up, and this was number one. Allie's great.
Allie's incredible. She's great. Always been a great talent. She could do a bunch of multitude of characters. Fantastic. Brandy Rhodes. I love Brandy. I wish she was still in AEW so she could be on AEW Total Divas. But as far as an in-ring competitor, not for me.
It was a no. As an in-ring competitor, she's a boot, honestly.
Yeah, she's a boot. All of it. Not one that I want to see again. Just all of it. Delete the footage. Just drop it right in the recycle bin. We'll never to be seen again.
Yeah,
we are good.
It's garbage, mama.
When AEW gets a streaming service, just edit all that shit out. Like nobody needs to say. Like I love Brandy, but like nobody needs to see that shit.
You know, if AEW does get a streaming service, I want to see the like AEW 24 on this. You know, I want to see the
on this specifically,
just this specific match. That's all.
I don't know if I want to know the background. No, we good. Just delete.
Well, I think this was the match where Awesome Kong was a part of it.
Oh, right.
And Awesome
we might
Kong
need that 24. You're right. Yeah, you're
just
right.
for Awesome Kong and Allie.
Yeah. Okay.
And like Brandy's there.
Shout out to Brandy Rhodes though. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Brandy Rhodes. She's great in every other department but wrestling.
Excels at all other aspects, but the wrestling thing, we're good, Brandy. We like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boot.
It's boot. Moving on. We got Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed All Out 2022. This is a shoot across the board, and this was the match where I was like, okay, I like the Acclaimed. Before I was like, I don't really know if I like them, only because like a lot of the stuff that they were saying in their little raps in the beginning was like, you need to tone that down a little bit with all the mental health BS and all that.
Yeah, sometimes
so far,
lines are still pretty crossed. I think like a random week, you'll be like, I don't know, you probably should have said that one. So I get it.
Yeah.
So, but that's the other side. Those incels, they like that shit. This match right here was a big shoot. You know me, I'm biased as fuck. Great, all my homies are in this. No, I'm just kidding. This was a super duper fun. Keith Lee and Swerve, when they were a tag team, had some amazing matches. The match at Forbidden Door was crazy. This match right here, the response in the crowd of them being like, no, we want the Acclaim. We don't care about nothing you're talking about right now. Like the Acclaim should be winning this match. Scissor me daddy ass, all that, like everything surrounding this was like heat. This is professional wrestling again at its finest on display. The crowd's there. The match is on fire. All the elements are present. Keith and Swerve are slowly breaking apart and stuff. Like this was great. Big shoot.
Yeah, big old shoot. And this is one of those tag matches that I would suggest to anyone that's looking for a tag match in AEW that does not involve the Young Bucks. And I think
why would you be doing that though?
Well, I'm just, some people may not want to watch the Young Bucks. I don't know. Listen, Reg, some people don't like the things that you like. I'm sorry that that's something to accept as a wrestling fan.
I can't. I will not. I'm going to write a dissertation about this right now.
Wow. Put it in the suggestion box with the shit contenders. This is a great match, though. This is a shoot for me.
Shoot. Yeah.
But speaking of Young Bucks match, Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros, steel cage match, All Out 2021. I just have to say, I was in the building for this match.
Oh, you lucky son of a gun.
Dude, this match from the entrance all the way down to the final
the entrance.
bow. The entrance, yo.
Oh, shit.
The entrance was so dope. Lucha Bros look so cool.
They looked majestic.
Dude, for real. The spots in this match were fantastic. I think, for me personally, this might be my favorite AEW match.
Oh, sweet.
One of.
High praise. Yeah, no, this match was heat. Just like you're saying, from the entrance, you're just like, whoa, everybody's just blown away. There's this big spectacle, gaga, all this crazy stuff. But underneath all that spectacle is two of the baddest wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling, Penta and Ray Phoenix. Incredible talents. On the other side, for the sixth time, the greatest tag team in the history of tag teams, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. Now, this match was, I don't really like cage matches because, like, how many cage matches have we seen in this? Like, so many. How do you do something different than the other 1,000 cage matches that we've seen? How do you do something different than we see cage matches randomly on Mondays and Wednesdays, like all the time? It's not like something fans are clamoring for, but for them to kind of take elements from Lucha Libre and how they do their big payoff matches and the blood and ripping off the mask and all this stuff kind of connected to the Lucha roots of both tag teams. Phenomenal. Shoot all the way. If you want to see some great tag team wrestling, this is it right here.
I would say this is a super shoot. This match for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
This is like, if you want to see an AEW match, this is probably the match you would show them. Just like,
oh yeah,
what you're about to get.
1,000%, 1,000%. And like you said, like for me, steel cage matches, it's a hit or miss for me. You know, like I prefer to watch a steel cage match at home because in person going into this match, I was like, I don't really know what to expect in this match. I feel like I'm not going to be able to watch this match.
And shit.
Yeah. Like things are in the way. And then I watched that match. I was like, I regret everything I said going into this pay-per-view about this match. And then, of course, the spots of all spots, which was the thumbtack super kick with the shoes. What were the shoes? They were famous Nike shoes, weren't they? I don't know. I don't know shoes. I don't know sneakers. I don't know.
I wear nice sneakers, but I don't know anything about them, and I hate when people ask me about them. Like, I just like how they look. Dude. I don't know the history. I don't know nothing about them. These are cool. They match my outfit. What do you want from me?
I don't know. I wear
they
Crocs.
Don't match my outfit. Oh, leave me alone, Alex. Why you keep trying to get me?
What do you mean?
Out of here. I wear Crocs.
Ew. I wear Crocs.
Ew.
They're comfortable.
Nasty. See, like if you had some on right now,
because I'm in New York.
See, that sounds nice. If you have some fur lined Crocs and you're in your home right now, great. But as soon as you open out your door and the fresh air from outside hits you, put on some human adult shoes. How about that?
Listen.
Those are horse.
I'm in New York.
Shoes.
we don't have fresh air in New York. What do you mean? That's
no,
one.
You're right.
Two,
I'm already down one.
I'm not really walking down the streets of New York with all that sewer water and garbage and rats running around. I wear my Crocs when I go to the bodega and when I need to meet someone up the block for something. That's it.
Nah, Alex, when I went to New York for WrestleMania in 2019, the couple, I've been to New York twice, I think. And the rats, I was just like, you guys, like, why are you existing next to these beasts? This isn't normal behavior. What's going on here? This is disgusting. Scary.
I mean, my gripe is that they don't pay rent.
Yeah, they need to pay rent. How big they be. They don't bother anybody, I think, is where it's like, if you just look forward and go for it, you're fine. But as soon as you start looking them in the eyes, that's when it's going to go down. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not anywhere over there. You know?
Listen, I've been on the train before, and this was like after a late shift, getting on the train, 11 o'clock.
And there's not that many people in there, huh?
There's not that many people in there. And somebody was smoking a cigarette in between like the cars. And then when the guy came in after his cigarette break, a rat came running through and everyone got on top of the seats and the rat got on top of the seats. I was like hanging up. It was a terrifying experience. And then the next stop was like 86. Yeah. The next stop was like 86th Street or something. And then I got off and I took a cab.
Yeesh. That is frightening. That's the worst. That's the worst experience right there. Because you think like, I'll get up on something, it'll be fine. But this rat was like, no, I'm a New York rat, B. I got on Tim's right now, B. You about to see me? And they came in. You saw him
pulling up a pizza up the stairs too.
Pizza rat.
But speaking about rats, we have Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy. I'm sorry. It seemed like it was a good transition. I'm sorry. I wasn't wrong. Anyway, All Out 2020 Broken Rules match. This is considered one of the worst AEW matches, and I'm gonna have to agree. It's a boot.
It's so bad I don't remember. I can't remember one thing. This where Matt Hardy knocked his head, or was no? That
Yes.
was in the this was where Matt
No,
Hardy
no,
knocked
no,
his
no,
head.
no,
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 that
no.
was in Stadium Stampede. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't honestly. I can't remember anything about this match
I can't either.
because I'm just gonna go with boot because most of the shit I love. The Hardy Boys are in my top 5 forever.
Mm-hmm.
No one can get them out, but Matt Hardy shit. Boot.
It's a
Not for me.
boot.
Yeah.
I miss the drones, but it's a boot.
Yeah, the drones were dope. There's a couple things, but yeah, for the most part, I'm good.
It's a
Get
boot.
Private
Nobody
Party
remembers.
away from these people. When Mark Quinn comes back, get them the farthest away they could ever be from Matt Hardy. I love Matt Hardy, but dude, come on.
Yeah, that's another tag team that I want to see excel. Private Party.
Yep. They keep getting caught up in these dumb contract deals, whatever the gimmick that they keep running with. They've been running it since they came into the company. Stop it. Just let them be great wrestlers that are funny. Have you seen Isaiah Cassidy's vlog? It's crazy. He's hilarious. He's amazing. Let him do that.
Yeah, let them moan everywhere they go, you know?
Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly. Next, Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida, Dynamite 2022. We just spoke about this match.
Yeah,
it's a super shoot for me.
All the way, all across the board. This is everything you would want from both of these women. Like, we knew when this match was announced, we were all like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And then it went all the way down when they had the match. So yeah, shoot all the way.
Super shoot. We spoke so highly about this match earlier during this episode, and this match is just impeccable. I think this was the match where it was just like, oh, Jamie Hayter is about to have an amazing run. We already thought that, but it was solidified with this match.
It solidified it.
Yeah. Also, after you watch this match, I don't understand how you always have Hikaru Shida on your television screen every week.
Yeah, no, if you have her in the building, I wouldn't have her doing run-ins. I wouldn't have her involved in nothing. If she's in the building, she's wrestling. Ring the bell. Put her in.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah. To me, I think that this might be the best women's match from AEW. One of, definitely like top 3.
Wow. High praise. Very high praise. I'm gonna have to run it back.
Yo, you should run it back because I ran it back like last month and it's still really good. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because I come from a Joshi background. I love Joshi. Jimmy Hayter, former Oedo Tai member, Hikaru Shida, Wave champion. So I love it.
Yeah. You're biased. That's fine.
It's great.
I've been biased this whole episode. Nobody cares.
All right. I'm telling Twitter that I'm releasing the episode early.
This. You know they don't watch things in full.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. They ask their friends, yo, send me the most out-of-pocket thing that I can make out of this clip. That's probably how Twitter works, right?
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Speaking of out of pocket, last is CM Punk versus MJF Revolution 2022, the dog collar match. I want to know what you think because you're not going to like what I think.
Alex, as we all know, this match is attached to the greatest moment of Media Man's existence. The night that I became Media Man is attached off the backs of this match right here. CM Punk made his entrance. It's Revolution. It was last year. As with his old ROH theme, with his old ROH gear, he paid tribute to himself and then went on to have a bang, bang, banging banger with the AEW, current AEW world champion, one of the best wrestlers in the world, best on the mic, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Great match. But then we all know what happened afterwards. CM Punk comes into the scrum. AEW's having a scrum. I'm in the building. I'm like, hey, CM Punk, how does it feel to pay tribute to yourself? And then CM Punk cried tears right there. Everybody has seen it. So you know this is a big shoot because it's attached to that moment. Without this match, there wouldn't be that moment, Alex.
Wow. It's almost as if I didn't even know, man. I didn't plan this at all. At all.
Yes. Yes. Shoot.
Right. So this is a boot for me
Oh my
because
god.
listen, the match overall, it's good. It's a good match. It was a good match. I think one thing that CM Punk
You're
and
the boot
MJF
next,
excel
Alex. You're
in.
out of here.
Am I? Am I the drama? Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Okay. I don't have chicken tenders today, so I'm not the drama. However,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
so
Keep selling it.
here's the thing with me and CM Punk. I'm gonna break down my whole thing with me and Punk.
Oh,
I have always had a misconnection with Punk,
that's
right?
fine.
He came to WWE again, didn't know anything about his Ring of Honor days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he came into WWE when I was in high school. I was a little scene kid, so when I saw this dude with long hair and tattoos coming to WWE, I was like,
You like it?
"Wow,
Mm-hmm.
your picture is immediately going on into my locker."
Yeah.
And then I was in high school and I fell out of wrestling a little bit, as we all do, some of us. And
I was gonna say,
then
as they all do. I wish I did.
some of them. 2010, I graduated high school, and then that's 2011. I went to college, and then he had that summer of Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Got back into wrestling.
After
He
that,
left.
oh, okay.
No. I got back into wrestling. My first like pay-per-view watching was the Royal Rumble. It was his last Rumble. He left. And then wrestling got
2013.
and then wrestling got very entertaining for me with his contract and AJ Lee, and then the podcast with Cole Cabana and everything. And then he went away. And then I didn't know much about Punk, but I was really into wrestling. And then he came back to AEW, and I was like, great, he's back in AEW. Still a little bit of a mixed connection for me because everybody else going into this match was like cool Punk and nostalgia and like Ring of Honor nostalgia. The dog collar match, I'm familiar with what he had, the match that he had with Raven in Ring of Honor. Very familiar with it. But for me, that's someone that doesn't know much about the nostalgia of Punk and dog collar matches and the AFI song and this and that. I was like, this is cute.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, it's an honest opinion.
It is honest. No, it is.
It is a very
If you don't
different
know
opinion,
CM Punk,
you
why
know?
would you like CM Punk? I get it. All right.
No, I want to like CM Punk. In 2022, I liked CM Punk. This year, I don't know how I feel about him, but I like CM Punk. He was in my locker, you know. I have a crush on him, kind of, I guess, a little bit, you know. MJF, great. I think he tells a really good story. At this point, he was attached with Wardlow. Wardlow turned on him, had that spot with the ring. Another cute moment. Yep.
So it's a boot.
It's a shaboot.
Okay.
It's a shaboot.
Shaboot. Okay, I'll take it.
I boot it for my personal reasons. I shoot it because I enjoyed seeing my entire timeline happy about the AFI moment.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember Phil Lindsay was like going crazy about it too.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And you did too. And everybody else did.
We all
that's
liked
really
it.
That's really cute for you guys.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay, all right. Very normally. Everything's gonna be very normal.
So normal. All right, let's switch back and take it on home.
Take it home. Oh, I wanted to show you something actually before. You guys always support Queen of the Ring. She's very cool. I've had the sticker on my phone for like almost a year now, and it's like it's still on there on my cell phone for like a year because friends, how many of us have them? Shout out to the Queen of the Ring. She is so very cool. You guys support her. Buy stickers, buy a t-shirt, listen to the show. This show has been so much fun. She's taken me on an emotional roller coaster, calling the greatest professional wrestler of our generation a reality star. But that's where we are. We do this.
Listen, this is where we are. I met you last year at WrestleMania at Wale Mania. I don't really remember too much of the interaction, but I do remember the interaction the next day when I saw you at For the Culture. And man, you've been great. You're great. I absolutely enjoyed finally working with you this time.
Cool.
It's an honor to have myself on your phone. And man, you're great. Everything that you're doing in Fightful with Grapsody, Your music, especially, is just cream of the crop,
Thank you.
amazing, and
I
I'm very
appreciate
excited
it.
to see what more you do, more AEW theme songs. Maybe
Hopefully.
get me in that Tony Khan payroll. You know what I mean?
Damn
Listen,
it.
you're the media man. I can be the comedian woman.
Oh, look at her bringing it all the way home. WOW. She's really good at this, you guys. Like, not for nothing. All right. All right. Now, for reals, I really appreciate your support. Thank you for listening to Grapsody all the time. It's so cool. Everybody listen to Grapsody. It's the coolest show. I can't believe that I get to do it every Saturday morning with my friends, and I get to say all the opinions that I want all the time and not care what any of you losers have to say about it. It's Grapsody. It's Ask Grapsody. This week maybe ROH. I have like 25 podcasts going on. There's too many. There's something going on, but I love it. I love talking professional wrestling. I love professional wrestling so much. That's why it hurts my heart when they call me a shill, because I'm not a shill for one company. I'm a shill for all this shit. I love professional wrestling so much. For 30 plus years, I've watched this shit. I've went to 9 WrestleManias, maybe 10 now. I don't know. I've been to countless independent wrestling events. I've been to a bunch of AEW events. I'll be there this weekend. Like, I love professional wrestling, dude. I don't love just one company. I don't love just one anything. I love wrestling as a whole. And that's just what I want to do and be. And that's who I am.
Period. Everyone go follow Righteous Reg. And if you see him this Saturday at AEW Revolution, make sure you bring your
It's Sunday
beans. Bring the baked beans on Sunday, not Saturday. Period.
Please bring the baked beans, though. No, for real. I would eat them. Delicious.
Bring your spoon. Bring your spoon. Remember, everyone thought that you actually had a can of baked beans.
That's wild. I'm like, how would I get it in there? Like, I got the can and a can opener. They have like metal detectors in the front. You guys are not gonna let me bring a can of beans in and a spoon too. What are y'all talking about? This is silly.
Dude, maybe it's like that. What is it? The Chef Boyardee commercial where the can is just rolling all across America.
Oh, yeah. And
it gets to your seat.
Yeah, I really do like baked beans a lot, though. That's what always was really extra funny about it. Because like every time I get barbecue, like, baked beans, bro, put them on. Let's go. It's lit. So yeah, it all connects together. I'm not mad about it.
Exactly. Media man, baked bean man. That's
Boom.
your new name.
Let's go. Let's go, Bush. Let me get a sponsorship. With the dog.
You should with the dog. New shirts with the dog.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, we're making money over here.
Wow, it's almost as if we should have our own podcast together.
Seriously, money will be made around here every day, baby.
Exactly. Thank you, Tony Khan payroll. And I am ending it there.